Thanks for staying with us. You're watching WION World this one. I'm Adhya Chaneja and this is Speed News. Let's start with all the stories making headlines today. "22 countries, including the United States and European nations, jointly warned Iran to stop attacking people on their soil. Iran's security services were condemned for their deplorable use of international and local criminal gangs for plots in Europe, North America and Australia. The countries also accused Iran of being behind a campaign of attacks across Europe, targeting Jewish communities, Iranian journalists and US journalists that were claimed by Iran-linked group Harakat Ashab al-Yamin al-Islamiyah. The US military has said it has completed its latest wave of strikes against Iran. In a statement, the US Central Command said its forces targeted Iranian military surveillance capabilities, communication systems and air defense sites across Iran. Earlier, Iranian media reported explosions across the country's south near the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's Revolutionary Guards say they have struck military bases in Kuwait and Bahrain in response to the latest US strikes. Iranian media, citing the IRGC, reported that during 2 waves of operations, 18 key US military targets were hit at Ali al-Salim and Ahmad al-Jaber air bases in Kuwait, while the IRGC also claimed to have struck Sheikh Issa air base in Bahrain. Earlier, Iranian media reported that Iran had launched an attack on the US 5th Fleet headquarters in Bahrain. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy announced that the waterway would remain closed until further notice, citing what it described as repeated ceasefire violations by American forces. According to Iranian media citing IRGC, 2 vessels attempting to transit Hormuz were hit after warning that any ship passing through the strategic waterway could be targeted. CENTCOM said no US ships were struck, while adding that commercial ships also continue to transit in and out of the waterway. The latest US attack came after President Donald Trump said Iran would be hit hard, as he accused Tehran of taking too long to make a deal to end the war. US President Donald Trump accused Iran of taking too long to negotiate a peace deal, which we just told you, and warned that the US will hit the country very hard if a deal is not finalized. Well, Trump said, and I quote, "We were really close to a deal, but they keep tapping us along. They keep playing us for suckers." An Indian Sailors Union says at least 2 Indian seafarers have died and 1 is reported missing after an attack on an oil tanker by US forces. The Indian government had earlier said that 3 sailors are missing after the attack off the coast of Oman. According to Manoj Yadav, General Secretary of Forward Seamen's Union of India, the casualties happened after an attack on MT Setebello, a tanker sanctioned by the US for Iran links. 24 Indian crew members were on board the vessel. 21 of them have been rescued. Israeli UN Ambassador Danny Danon condemned Colombian President Gustavo Petro after Petro posted "Hail Hitler" on social media. Following intense blowback, Petro defended his usage and later used a United Nations Security Council speech to compare Israel's war in Gaza to the Nazi regime, prompting further outrage. Lebanon has claimed that Israeli airstrikes have killed 12 people in the country's southern region. Well, this comes as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called upon Lebanese citizens to join his country's fight against Hezbollah. Well, the visuals that you see on your screen show plumes of smoke billowing along the Israel-Lebanon border. Lebanon state-run national news agency NNA reported strikes from Israel on more than 30 locations in southern and eastern parts of the country. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Kiev struck a Russian military facility several hundred miles east of Moscow with Ukrainian-produced missiles overnight. Well, this marks a rare deployment of his country's flagship weapon. The escalation was the latest in an increasing number of strikes on Russian territory carried out by Kiev. Microsoft co-founder and billionaire Bill Gates appeared before the House Oversight Committee and testified over his relationship with sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. In his opening remarks, Gates said that he had no indication that Epstein was engaged in criminal conduct. He also denied visiting Epstein's island, ranch or Florida home. He told lawmakers that he was introduced to Epstein in 2011 by people he trusted in his professional and philanthropic work. Further, he accepted the introduction because Epstein claimed he could raise billions of dollars for global health projects. Bill Gates also expressed regret, saying he should have never met Epstein. Los Angeles mayoral candidate Nitya Raman, who edged Republican and former reality TV star Spencer Pratt out of the political race over the weekend, spoke about her goals and ambitions if she gains office in November. Raman flagged up some of her policies during the news conference, including trying to save the ailing Hollywood industry as well as eradicate homeless encampments off the streets of the city. Canada introduced a new digital safety bill to ban social media for children under the age of 16. The legislation, the Safe Social Media Act, forces companies to restrict access for young teens but allows platforms to secure exemptions if they implement rigorous safety protocols. Clashes broke out on the streets of La Paz as thousands of miners, teachers, farmers and transport workers marched on Bolivia's political capital. The renewed clashes erupted after President Paz signed a measure that could pave the way for a hardline government crackdown on the demonstrations that have roiled Bolivia over the past 5 weeks. The protests have disrupted transportation and caused shortages of food, fuel and medical supplies. Bolivia's government questioned reports that 108 tons of cocaine had been seized in Chile in wood shipments from Bolivia. Well, the statement said preliminary information pointed to a mix of substances and that no official forensic report had been shared with La Paz. In Ireland, drone footage showed a vehicle set on fire as police blocked a road to stop anti-immigrant violence for the second night in Belfast. A wave of anti-immigrant violence was triggered after a man lost an eye in a knife attack. Videos of the attack had circulated online all day on Tuesday, sparking calls on social media for violent protest. A 30-year-old Sudanese national was charged and has been attempted murder in court on Wednesday and remained in custody. Britain and Australia have pledged to fast-track defence technology and modernize their traditional alliance to confront a more volatile global security landscape. UK Foreign Secretary Yeti Cooper warned that Europe has seen the end of the post-Cold War peace dividend, which for decades European countries took for granted. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar on Wednesday held talks with Bulgaria's top leadership and discussed ways to expand bilateral cooperation in trade, investment, defense, semiconductors and artificial intelligence. In a social media post after the meeting with the Bulgarian PM, Jaishankar said the two sides highlighted their robust bilateral ties, recent opportunities created by the strengthening of the India-EU strategic partnership and the imperative for closer India-Bulgaria cooperation. Three offsprings of one of the world's most threatened reptiles are under specialized care at Guatemala's La Aurora National Geological Park. Zoo conservation head confirmed that this rare species exists only in Guatemala. Fireworks exploded outside Barcelona's famed Sagrada Familia to celebrate the opening of its newest soaring spire. Well, this major milestone officially makes the Antoni Gaudi-designed modernist structure the tallest church in the world. Microsoft's Xbox division is planning major layoffs next month, along with significant cuts to marketing and other budgets, which is according to the report. Well, the restructuring would be the first major move under new gaming chief Asha Sharma, who took over the unit earlier this year. The gaming business has been under pressure due to declining console sales and slower than expected growth from subscriptions and cloud gaming. Uber has filed a lawsuit against New York City to block a new law that would limit its ability to remove drivers from its platform. The company says the rule, which restricts wrongful deactivations, would force it to keep drivers even in case of dangerous or inappropriate behavior, raising public safety concerns. Uber argues the law violates its constitutional rights and seeks a permanent injunction to stop it from taking effect. A former ex-AI engineer has filed a lawsuit claiming he was fired after raising concerns about artificial intelligence safety at Elon Musk's AI startup. The plaintiff, Devin Kim, alleges he was targeted by leadership after pushing for stricter safety guardrails around the company's Grok chatbot. The lawsuit claims his warnings, including risks such as discrimination and potential misuse of AI for harmful purposes. Asian stock markets fell on Thursday as investors continued to sell technology shares following a weak session on Wall Street. MSCI's Asia Pacific Index outside Japan dropped 0.9%, while South Korea's Kospi led regional losses with a 3% of decline. Markets remain under pressure as investors reassess high valuations in AI and chipmaker stocks after months of strong gains. The sell-off followed a hotter U.S. inflation reading, which reinforced expectations that interest rates would stay higher for longer. Investor focus now shifts to the outlook for global monetary policy and corporate earnings. Oil prices surged on Thursday after Iran announced the closure of the Strait of Hormuz following new U.S. strikes on Iranian targets. Brent rose more than 2% to above $95 a barrel, while crude climbed near $93. The Strait of Hormuz is a critical energy route that normally handles about a fifth of global oil and gas shipments. Investors fear the escalating conflict could further disrupt energy supplies and tighten global markets. Adding to price pressures, U.S. crude inventories fell sharply last week, signaling strong demand and tighter supply conditions. Gold prices fell to their lowest level in more than 6 months on Thursday as investors grew concerned about higher interest rates. Spot gold slipped below $4,064 an ounce after fresh U.S. strikes on Iran, which pushed oil prices higher. Rising energy costs have fueled inflation concerns, strengthening expectations that the U.S. Federal Reserve could keep interest rates elevated for longer. Higher rates reduce the appeal of non-yielding assets such as gold. Markets are now awaiting key U.S. producer price data for further clues on the Fed's policy outlook. Portugal beat Nigeria 2-1, but it was an off night for their star player Cristiano Ronaldo. Goals from Pedro Neto and Francisco Conceição secured victory for the former Euro champions. Chelsea forward Neto opened the scoring midway through the first half, but Nigeria levelled through Accord Adams before half-time. Conceição restored Portugal's lead 15 minutes from the end in Leiria. Five-time Ballon d'Or winner Ronaldo wasted a number of good chances. At 41, Ronaldo will be heading to his record 6th World Cup and probably his final one. They opened their World Cup campaign on June 17 in Houston against the Democratic Republic of Congo before facing Uzbekistan and Colombia in Group K. In Orlando, England overcame stormy conditions to beat Costa Rica 3-0. Anthony Gordon was the star of the show with a goal and an assist while England played their World Cup opener against Croatia on June 17th. Kickoff was postponed by 1 hour after torrential rain and lightning in Florida left the pitch heavily waterlogged. The experience could prove helpful to Thomas Tuchel's side in the coming weeks, with weather delays expected to play a prominent part in the tournament. The Three Lions will now head to their base camp in Kansas City in confident mood. Despite not winning a major tournament for 60 years, they are considered among the favourites for the World Cup. The French national team has arrived in Boston as they prepare for one of the toughest groups in the opening phase of the tournament. France, one of the tournament favourites, will face Senegal, Iraq and finish off their group with a tie against Norway, who qualified to the tournament with a perfect record. If France win, coach Didier would become the first coach since Italy's Vittorio Pozzo in 1938 to win 2 World Cups and the only one to do so after also lifting the trophy as a player in 1998. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has announced that acting legend Glenn Close and visionary director Ridley Scott will be awarded honorary Oscars at the 17th Governors Awards on November 15, 2026. Close, an 8-time Oscar nominee, and Scott, a 4-time nominee, are being officially recognized for their lifetime contributions. Chris and Martina, The Final Set, a deeply personal documentary examining the legendary rivalry and profound friendship between tennis icons Chris Evert and Martina Navratilova, have had its world premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival. The film offers an intimate look at the two tennis titans whose careers defined an era of the sport. The project highlights how their decades-long relationship has evolved from fierce competitors to an unbreakable bond. Sci-fi fans finally know when they can stream Project Hail Mary from home. The hit space adaptation will make its streaming debut on a subscription service on June 18th. The film originally hit premium digital on-demand platforms in May, but its arrival on a subscription service has drawn mixed reactions online, with many audiences stated that the highly anticipated title is locked behind a relatively niche platform rather than a more widely accessible service. DVD release is scheduled to follow on August 11th. Backrooms has officially entered the blockbuster business. The internet lore adaptation, directed by Kane Parsons, has grossed over $212 million worldwide, making it a historic highest-grossing release. Produced on a small $10 million budget, the liminal space thriller starring Chiwetel Ejiofor and Renate Reinsve accomplished this feat in just 10 days. The film originally debuted with an $81 million domestic weekend, tripling the previous opening weekend record, which was set by Civil War. The indie horror sensation Obsession continues to defy the laws of box office gravity. In its fourth weekend, the film earned an astonishing $25.6 million domestically, setting a new record for the highest fourth weekend ever for a horror film. With a current global haul of over $224 million, Obsession is finally the highest-grossing horror movie of 2026. Well, that was it in this edition of Speed, but just a reminder to our viewers in India that the 2026 FIFA World Cup will be live on United Sports and digital streaming app ZEE5 from June 11th to July 19th. All 104 matches will be live exclusively on United Sports channels and ZEE5.